Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Anytime you see this. My name is Freedom Salis. Welcome back. Right, okay. Very quick market update. Things are moving, so I think it's a good time for me to do a small market update to calm the panic, so to say. Right, okay. Let's have a look. Bitcoin is doing a small pullback, right? A lot of people were talking about this pullback like, let's say 10 days ago, and nothing happened. Bitcoin pushed and they say, oh, okay, the pullback is cancelled. We're moving up, and then, when it was moving up, then it turned around. Okay, so what do we have? We had this push to the up, okay, the past days, because I am on the 2 hours, and then now it's pushing down. Okay, now why? How come did this happen? What kind of events? Let's have a quick look on the cash flow chart here. So here's a cash flow chart. Okay, for the new people, we have Bitcoin index on the top left, Bitcoin dominance on the right. In the middle section, we have T1, total 1, T3, total 3, USDT dominance on the bottom left, and Dixie on the bottom right. Okay, I want you to pay attention a little bit on T3. Now, if I zoom out a little bit on all of them, and let's compare T1 and T3. So here it is. Now, this blue line, the cyan line, I marked the all-time high. Okay, we broke the all-time high on T1 all the way back in, let's say we broke it around November. Okay, so towards the end of November, we broke the all-time high of T1. That was 3 trillion. The all-time high from the previous bull cycle. Okay, we passed that point. Now, on T1, which is only the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, the all-time high was 1.13 trillion. And since we touched that yesterday, okay, and this is Sunday, Monday, so today it's Tuesday. Since we touched that yesterday, that's what happened, and everything, start dropping. Okay, so most likely is because we touched the all-time high of the alts, the algos and majority of the traders, they just took profits. Okay. I'm not saying this is the primary reason. I'm just saying that since we touched the all-time high on T3, profits have been taken out. Okay, why? Because it's a well-known area. Okay, now you see Bitcoin. You see T3 really bleeded. T1 and all Bitcoin not that bad. It's not that really terrible, right? Okay, so you can't be feeling bearish about it. I'm just pointing out now. We have our areas marked out. Okay, so here's Bitcoin. That was a 102k. Okay, what we want, because we broke that 100 and then it came all the way down, flash out. Okay, so probably the system saw that we had loads of trades with high leverage, so it demonstrated the power of flash out. Okay, so it flashed people out. Push one more time, it created like a lower high. Okay, and now it's pushing down. If we put as well the event of the T3 has reached all-time high, you see that it's doing a retracement. Now, another flash out. Okay, the main thing that we need to monitor is we need to make sure that we stay support here. We need to keep support 95.8. Okay, there was a weakening balance. Okay, so because of this flash, we said the other day that if we stay above 99 towards 100, that is going to be okay. But if we're going to lose that, okay, then probably there's a high probability that it's going to target the imbalance, right? And remember what I say, that we the market, we need to understand that it moves from liquidity zone to another liquidity zone, and if there is an imbalance in between, it will go a hand the imbalance. And basically the imbalance is not a hand, it's rebalance the market, okay, as such. So if I break these, let's say if I put a box here and rectangle and trying to see whereabouts is the 50% of the box, right? So I can put a pink line, make it a bit thicker. Here it is. So here it is. Still thin. No one can see this. So a bit thicker. Here we are. Make a solid line. So here's the 50%, right? That's the imbalance, and you can see now that it's coming down to clear the imbalance. And you can see a huge wick coming down, and then it pushed up, and then it's coming down. So we're trying to clear this level, okay? Bitcoin is trying to rebalance itself. This is how I see it, and that's the first condition that you need to understand, that it needs to rebalance, okay? Like huge wick. And body wise, on the 12 hour, which is a very solid time frame, body wise, I would like to see that it stays above 95.8. Then once it's going to find the balance, okay, it will consolidate a little bit. It's going to give you something like this, right? And then maybe we're going to target what? The liquidity that's been sitting up there, okay? So no panic. Just remember and understand that the market is going to go from liquidity to liquidity, okay? And if there is an imbalance in between, it's going to come down to rebalance, okay? And also the algos and the exchanges and the whales and the big systems, the market makers, the institutions, everyone, when they see big liquidity, how big liquidity has been created? It's been created because of the mass of orders. They go into, I don't know, to beast mode, turbo mode, right? And then going heavily on trades. And that, especially if they created with high leverage, these orders have been created with high leverage behind them, then, the system's kind of getting manipulated, and they're going to flush them out, okay? And that's why we demonstrate the easy way for you to get into the market is to go with low leverage, right? Remember what we demonstrate. What do we demonstrate? We demonstrate that we go in on a 3x, okay? We start with a 3x. You let the token, move away, right? It's going to come down, do a correction, and then after correction, when it's going to break above another resistance level, then you can switch to 5, right? And then it's going to do another correction, and then it's going to push, then it's going to come down, it's going to come and push one again, and once it's going to clear in the future, it's going to clear another resistance, so it's going to flip the resistance into a support, right? And then it wants to carry on, then it will be the time for you to move again for one leverage to another, okay? And as long as it's pushing away, then it's doing a correction, you do nothing about it, okay? And then it's turning around. When it clears and breaks structure and wants to carry on, then you can change to another leverage, right? And you're gonna DCA your if you want to, one way of doing it is changing the leverage, and on the top of that, you can rebuild your positions, you can increase your positions, right? You're adding to your winning positions, and you can bring up your DCA, but it's not going to be negative affecting you, okay? You're going to DCA in, and that's the way for you to battle these flash outs, okay? You need to add, well, let's say increase, not add. You need to increase your leverage only after a flash out, a correction, and especially when it's breaking, flipping a level, right? It has to push up, correct, and then break above. Okay, so if you keep that, simple strategy, it needs a discipline, right? Because a lot of people feel eager, like, oh, I need to get in now. And they want to get in straight away with 10x or 15x or 20x. If you're going to do this kind of leverage, you need to remember that your time is limited. Okay, you need to remember that you cannot start with 20x. It's going to be for a very limited time. If you want to stay around longer into the chart and be undetected by the system, right, you need to go in with super low leverage, like 2x, 3x, the first entry, and then the first flip you can go from 3 to 5x, and the third flip you can go to for 5x to 8 or 10, right? And then you just carry on doing that way. This is the only way for you to get away from the system to flush you out. You need to create a safe distance from your entry to the current price. Okay, I don't want to keep this very long. I just want to give you a heads up. Don't panic. Okay, this is not the top of the market or anything like this. We've seen this before. Don't fall for the clickbait. Okay, you need to take things level by level, step by step. Okay, if I hide this a little bit for the time being, this is what you need to see. Okay, every level, when the price is coming up to a new level, you need to treat this as a resistance. Okay, and when the price is coming down to a previous level, you need to treat this as a support. Okay, so if you entered here, you need to treat this as a resistance until when and if it's going to prove to you that it's going to flip it and use this as a support. That's fine, but when it's moving, it's a good idea for you to treat this as a resistance. Okay, you come here, you see a little bit of weakness, you take your profits. That strategy is for the smaller time frame traders. Okay, maybe a day trader, intraday day trader. So for this kind of people, each level you go level by level, and when it's coming down for a correction, you're just going to use the same technique. You're coming down and you're going to treat this as a support, right? And you expect to bounce from here, to stop, to hold, to pause. Okay, you name it. If it's going to lose it, it's giving you a sign of weakness and coming down to continue, then you're going to target the next level below. Okay, and treat this as a support one, because this one, it got flipped. Yeah, and you go level by level. Okay, trying to keep it nice and simple. And because you don't need a lot of noise, okay, the more noise you have on the chart on the screen, it becomes more difficult for you to take any decisions. Now this fractal, let's say, gangster view that I have here, it's going to help you on a super smaller time frames, like the 45 minutes. Here it is, 45 minutes. The levels are still the same, you just have in between. Okay, and look at this, that was the top. It could not hold this level, right, which is 102 and 3. It could not hold it, it lost it. You see that it's losing that level, it losing that level, it lost that level, it lost that level, created a huge imbalance, right? And then it's pushing up. It failed to come close above to the previous high. It's coming down again, consolidates, consolidates, consolidates. So you can see this as a big range, right? Here it is, big range. What do you see? Right, a fake out is coming again under the line of 50%. It's trying to test the 50% of the range. It fails and it's breaking below. You can see that it broke from below as well. I mean, that was a fake out. That was a fake out, right? Why is a fake out? Because it did not bounce from the top side of the range. Same thing here, it did not manage to stay above the range, so that's a fake out. That was a fake out. Okay, or you can look to the left and say, oh right, okay, he tried to rebalance. Okay, now it's coming down. That was kind of a fake out, but it's giving you warnings, a big sign. I mean, look at how small these are and look how big that was. That was extended, right? It's trying to come back, it fails to stay up over the 50% and it's coming down flashing, right? So from this point onwards, you can go easily short if you monitor this range. That has to do with your timing, what time you happen to be around these charts. Okay, but these levels, they're going to help you. You see, it went below the red line, okay, which is the big major 50%. It went below but closed above. So you want to treat this as a very strong support for the time being. So what do you want to see now? What do you see? You see a low, and now you see for the first time a high low. Okay. Now what next? Well, it's quite early yet. You need to see how Asia is going to close. Is Asia going to close with a high? And maybe, the European session will give you a higher low. So that will be your second higher low. Then possibly, very possibly, a cheeky entry on your second high low. Possibly you're looking for a reversal, because this is forming a 4-point system. The reversal, right? Every reversal is going to give you a 4-point system. 4PS, 4-point system. Okay? The 4-point system, it's when you have, right, a downtrend, or any trend, but let's talk about the downtrend. When you have a low, okay, and then it's trying to push and break, giving you a new high, which is not going to be a moment, because you get these highs anyway, okay? You just need to have a high. So you get a high, you get a low, you get a high, and then you have a higher low. And this is like the like, okay, I see a high and I see a higher low. So this is half of the 2-point system, okay? After a big low, you're looking for a high and a higher low. And then what you want a high and then a higher low. These are the 4 points that you need to be looking at, okay? And this is a point of reversal. This is when that was the lowest point, and since then it turned around. So you need to see 4 things, 4 points. What you want to see? 2 high highs, 2 high lows, and continuation. That is going to be a cheeky entry. This is going to be a confirmed entry here, okay? After the 4 points, you're looking for the 5th one. And what's the 5th one? You need to break structure. You need to break the previous high, okay? If you want to go a cheeky entry, that is on the second higher low, okay? You have good probability to continue from here. Good, not great. But if you break in structure, this is a confirmation up here. It's going to be a confirmation. So this is a 4-point system. So today you need to monitor if we're going to get the reversal. Excuse me. If you're going to get the reversal, okay? Otherwise, we're still in a downtrend, okay? If you don't get a full 4-point system to be formed, so no reversal, you need to see this as a high, low high, and that is still a continuation, okay? There is some imbalance. If it wants to clear this imbalance, and then maybe it's going to turn around later, okay? Maybe. This is on a smaller time frame. But let's go back to 12 hours or 90 minutes, whatever you want to, which time frame you want to see. Hourly, other people see the a 1 hour. No problem with that at all whatsoever. Okay, I have my own reasons why I'm using 90, but it's fine. Okay, no big fuss about it. Use your own time frames, and here it is. Okay, you need to stay above this level as a bodies. Okay, to go down and clear the imbalance, it's fine. Okay, this is what it's trying to do here. Attempt to clear the imbalance. If it wants to clear the imbalance, it's fine as long as it stays above the red line. If it comes down and it fails to go above the red line, then possibly it's going to continue and try to grab liquidity which sits under there. Okay, remember, it goes from liquidity to liquidity, and if there's imbalance in between, it will clear the imbalance. It will always bring balance to the network. Okay, so that's it for today. No panic, please. Also remember the cash flow. Okay, pay attention to what's going on here. Not big problem with Bitcoin, not a big problem with T1. T3 just hit all-time high, 1.13 on the alts. Okay, so I expect that it's going to break it the same way that it happened with T1. We broke T1 all-time high. We're going to break the T3 as well. Okay, USD dominance is fine. Okay, here it is. I mean, they're taking some profits, and then we're going to continue. The dominance is pushing up. Okay, so that's why Bitcoin is not bleeding, because it's dominant, right? it's going to come down, it's going to test a level, and then most likely it's going to continue further down. Okay, do not panic. Once you have your levels, once you understand what's going on here, you're going to be good and safe. Okay, don't panic. Now, another thing for you to remember, which is a psychological thing, is that a lot of people are getting late into the market. Okay, they ignore Bitcoin on 25 and 50s and 60s because they did not believe in Bitcoin. Bitcoin wasn't breaking the all-time high, so they had no high convictions about Bitcoin, and now they're running late. Okay, so if they're running late and trying to push the market now, trying to enter the top, so to say. When I'm saying top, I'm not saying it's the end of the cycle. What I'm saying is that, bottom was 25, right? And we're not at the 30s and 40s and 50s anymore. We are up in 100s, okay? So this is kind of like, big distance, kind of the top. It's not the top, it's not the end, but we're high, okay? So people are trying to enter now and feel the FOMO that they missed it. Bitcoin is over the 100, they're all excited. Probably they see on the social media that Bitcoin is going to go to 250 or 1 million. So they want to jump in. And what they do, they manipulate the system a little bit. They're trying to go in a high leverage. And this is what the system does not allow. Okay, it does not accept this. So be careful. Don't be on the same boat with them. Okay, try to find your levels, find support, and try to ease in yourself. Right, start with a 3x, right? And then when it's going to flip, go to 5x, and then when it's going to do another flip, right? You can go to 10x, and then when it's going to do another flip, you can go higher. But I want you to monitor this kind of compounding technique, okay? Because as you're increasing your leverage on the top up here, so to say, technically, when you're on 20x finally, okay, you need to be careful on the retracements, okay, because you started with a 3, 5, 10. Here on the top, you're on 20x, right? You are full boost. So on if it's coming down really aggressively, you need to be careful because you're going down on 20x, okay? Trying not to give all your profits back. Okay, and that's why you need to be careful how you're going to step up with your leverage. If you're going to start with 3, the next one is not going to be 15, right? The next one has to be 5. And then the next one, 8 or maybe 10. Okay, and then the next one is going to be something like 15, right? You need to have a good sequence jumping from leverage to leverage, so it doesn't go against you. Because if you start with 3, it's going to take very long, hard work for you to build a position, profits, right? And then you suddenly from 3 you go to 15, and then a small pullback is going to clear all your earnings, right? Because the jump, the difference between 3 and 15 is enormous. So go slow, go step by step. 3, 5, maybe 10 or 8, and then go to 12, 15, and then slowly go to 20. Okay, that's the trick, that's the magic. That's it for today. Not very long, on 20 minutes. Okay, 23. So that's it for the day. Don't panic. Here's your levels, right? Use the levels, use them. The red ones are very strong, so you have a double red one here. So you have the big red over here, which is 95.8. Okay, sorry, here it is. You have that 95.8, and also you have that red as well, so you have a double red. Okay, so you're gonna be just fine. Just monitor the levels and you're gonna be okay. Okay, so I'll see you in a couple of days. Take care, have a good one, and I'll see you around.